Hello everyone, this is Jamaica5288. I'm trying to be, put some pep and pizzazz in my step. We have harvested, I'm wet now, our cabbage, and I'm soaking it in salt water to kill the bugs. It's been in there for about 20 minutes, so it's about ready for me to pull it out. I'm gonna cut it up and we're gonna make some fried cabbage. So this is harvest to table fried cabbage. Let's get to it. Try not to make a mess, America. Got my cabbage, shaking it off. It's been sitting in this salt water for a little while. And I'm gonna put it on the cutting board. We're gonna chop this up and we're gonna make some fried cabbage. Woo! Over to the side, girl. Okay, meet me over here. So let me go ahead and put my apron on. Wait a minute. Get this thing chopped up. So I moved my cabbage over and I have my frying pan over here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on high because we're gonna fry some bacon. The only thing that you need for this recipe is bacon, pepper, and cabbage. Fried cabbage is super easy. You fry the cabbage in the bacon fat. Now I know there's some of you all who don't like bacon, and I don't know what to tell you. I like bacon. That's how I make my fried cabbage. And it is the best. It is the best. So let me get a bowl for the cut up cabbage, and we're gonna wait for this frying pan to heat up. We're gonna put our homemade bacon in the bottom of the pan. Okay, so we've cut up some of our cabbage, and as I cut it up, I'm gonna just start putting it in this bowl. Check my pan to see if I feel any heat. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. I'm gonna cut this cabbage in half, and we're gonna core it. I'll bring it closer so you'll see what I mean by coring. To you, so you take this, you see that? See that right there? We don't want that. That's tough. Some people eat it, I don't. I cut it out. That is the core. See that? How solid it is? I hope it translates in the video. You don't want that. I'm gonna do that on both sides. Get the core out. And you'll see it. You see that? That's the core. Get it out. There it is, popped out. Both sides. See, it's like a little triangle, like a little pyramid. Throw it to the side, give it to the chickens. Then you just take your cabbage, flip it over, and we're gonna shred it. See some spots on here. That's not anything, that's just bruising. All right, so I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna shred it. Because nobody wants a big old leaf of cabbage. So I'm just gonna cut it across the bias, which means I'm cutting it. You see where we took the cord out? I'm cutting it this way. All right, across. And I don't think it really makes a difference, but this is just the way I do it. So, because it makes those little strips. And once you get to the part where it's flat, right? You put this to the side. Once you get to the part where it's flat, flip it. Don't cut yourself. Always flip. And continue to shred. See how that's shredded? Put it in the bowl. We're gonna do it one more time for the people in the back. So here's the core, and this one is already flat. What I'm doing is taking your hand, turn your knuckles in. Nobody wants your fingers to get cut. That's done. On to the next. There's a little bit of blemish on here, so I'm just gonna pick it off. Again, I'm gonna cut, you see with the core, we cut it off at the bottom of the cabbage, right? Or the cabbage plant. Gonna cut that in half. It's gonna expose the core. See that? And this one is very defined. See how defined that core is? We want that out. So, cut it a triangle because you want to keep as much of the cabbage as possible. You just want to get this out. Let's go on to the other side. My grandmama used to make me do things. She used to teach me. Showed me how to do it. Crack it out. There we are. That little triangle's out. See? Little pyramid. This little pyramid is going to the chicken's core. All right. Turn it on its back. Hold it down. Slice it. Never put your fingers like this. Always try to bring them in as comfortably as possible. I don't flip mine all the way because then you'll cut your knuckles. Just hold it enough to hold it down. Now look how this is what I'm talking about. See how unstable that gets? When it gets to that point, flip it. Do not keep it like this and try to cut it. Just flip it where it's comfortable for you to cut it again. Then you go ahead and you slice it again. Okay? These are remnants. Nothing goes to waste in Jamaica's kitchen. No, no, no. Pick all that up. Put it in the bowl. I can smell my frying pan is ready. I'm going to do the same thing here. Shred it. You don't need a shredder. You can do it yourself. Take that off. Put it in the bowl. Take this because it's unstable now. Flip it. No, I could do one more. Now you flip it. And cut it as best as you can. Let's move on. Pan is super hot, right? As a matter of fact, I need to turn it off because it is really hot, really hot. Take my homemade bacon, open the pack up. We're gonna put this on the frying pan and render some of the fat. Because you're putting bacon on this, you do not need salt. Do not use salt unless you taste it and it's thoroughly cooked and you think you need salt. Because this is homemade bacon, I know that it's pretty salty. So I'm gonna leave this on here, let it fry on both sides. I'm gonna let this fry on both sides, and then I'm gonna put the cabbage on top of it. See you then. Bacon does not take that long to cook. Because I have this already done or already browned on one side, I'm gonna dump my cabbage in. Now I know what you're saying, Jamaica, that is way too much cabbage for that pot. But this stuff is hot now, it'll melt down to nothing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna turn our flame on medium low. And we're gonna steam this sucker down. Oh, I forgot something, the pepper. Let me take this off. All right, so if you have fresh black pepper and you want to grind it, go ahead and do that. But if you have pepper flakes that's already ground, go ahead and use that. That's the easier way to do it. And guess what? I'm all about, being practical. Because this, I don't want to get carpal tunnel from using that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to put as much pepper as I think I want. And you can always add pepper. Do not, I'm going to repeat this for the people in the back. Do not put salt in this bad boy, or you may end up not being able to eat it because it's too salty. If you need more salt, taste it at the very end and then salt to taste. Because bacon, I'm going to say it again, bacon has salt in it. And some bacon has more salt than others. This thing's already melting down. Look at that. So I'll bring you down, bring you back when this steams down. And then we'll mix the bacon up and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay? Messy, messy, messy. Nobody likes a dirty cook, right? Scraps for the chicken. And we're done for that. All right, still waiting. Waiting for you. Because we're waiting for our cabbage and I want a full meal today. I already have some wings cooked, so we're not gonna cook that. I am going to make some cornbread, Jamaican style. It's called Festival. Okay, and 1.5 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of cornmeal, put things back where they belong, girl. I like these tubs. I got them from Walmart. They are super nice. And if it would go on there right, I would be okay. Oh, is this thing on? Okay, there we go. So we got those two done. 1.5 cups of flour and 1/2 cup of cornmeal. Go ahead and mix that up. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I am not going to use a regular tablespoon. I'm doing it the Jamaican way, which means you just use your eyeball. And I'm going to crumble that up. That's 1. You don't want too much brown sugar in here, or your Festival or cornbread, Jamaican cornbread, will burn. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And I need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Jamaica has an eyeball for this stuff. That's a 1/4 teaspoon in my opinion. That's good. Then I need 1 tablespoon. Let me mix this up first. Oh, I made a mess. Okay, that is well integrated. I need 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Making a lot of noise. And I need a cup of cold water. Oh, I missed something. Baking powder. I need 1 tablespoon. There we go. Jamaican tablespoon right there. Let's mix this up. We've already put the some wet ingredients in here. And then I'm gonna do a cup of cold water. Now, there's one more ingredient I have to add. And this is supposed to be stiff. It's not exactly like cornbread. This is a dough. This is a dough that we're going to roll out and make into cylinders. But it fluffs up just like cornbread. See how dry it is? Let me get my butter that I melted. Mostly melted. All I need is a tablespoon of this butter anyway, and I did 2. So that's in there. Right? Put that to the side. I'm gonna mix this up. Butter makes everything better. Y'all didn't know that? Now you know. See how stiff this dough is? I'm gonna continue to mess with it. I want it to be well integrated. And it smells so good. It smells like a cake, but it's not. It's Jamaican cornbread, also known as festival. All right, so we got this dough together, right? I have out my cast iron skillet. I'm gonna turn my flame on high. I want this thing, I washed it because it didn't look right to me, so you ain't supposed to wash cast iron because it's supposed to be, you know, supposed to cure it and a lot of stuff. And I mean, they call it seasoning, same thing. So this pan is seasoned. I'm going to put some oil in there after it dries out. But right now we need to check on our cabbage. Let me move you guys over. So I can smell the cabbage now. I know it's steaming. Look at that. So what you want to do is start mixing it together and find that bacon that's on the bottom. If you look down here, this thing has formed water in the bottom of the pan. I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to translate it because I don't want to see that brown stuff. That's water. And you want to mix this stuff together. Get that bacon from the bottom. You flip over the lid because I'm going to use that to cut up this bacon. See how big that bacon is? That there is homemade bacon. And that needs to cool off so I can cut it. Let me get the other ones out. Now, you don't have to cut it up, but nobody wants a big old piece of bacon. And I want everybody to get a little taste of the bacon in their cabbage. So I cut it up. Not required though. Make sure I got it all. I got one more in here that I need to get out. There it is. So you see that the cabbage, oh, that's good. You see that the cabbage has melted down quite a bit. It doesn't have enough pepper in it for me, so I'm going to put some more pepper in it. I'm going to cut the bacon up. I have cut the cabbage off because I like my cabbage a little bit crunchy. But I still want to cut this bacon up so that everybody gets a little, you know, taste of the bacon in there. Ouch. Jamaica is burning her hand. Anything for dinner. Will work for food. I'm cutting this bacon up into little pieces. I'm just gonna mix it in there. As I said, the flame is off. I want my cabbage. I don't know if I don't like soggy fried cabbage. I like it a little crunchy. So I don't cook it very long. Just enough, you know, the bacon is already cooked when you put it in there. But I just want it a little bit, have a little bit of crunch on it. Tomorrow it could be soggy. That'll be fine. And the bacon, the taste of the bacon will get infused into the cabbage the next day. I mean, you're going to taste it today, but tomorrow it's going to be even better. More better make more better, right? Sometimes. Sometimes more better makes it worse. All right. So I'm cutting this up, and I don't even have I have a regular knife doing this. I'm just grabbing what I can get right now. And not even paying attention to what type of knife I pulled out. That's all right. I'm just chopping these up into little itty bitty bits. Small. I'm putting it right back in here. And I'm going to mix it in. Take this, turn it around. Always turn your pot handles in. You don't want to burn yourself. And I'm just going to mix that in. From what you can see, and I'm going to bring it closer, my cabbage is still bright. It's all not all, you know, soggy and dead looking. I like it bright because it keeps you, the less you cook, here's another piece of bacon. The less you cook it, the more of the minerals you keep. You don't want to overcook your vegetables. Let me cut this piece up real quick. I had a chef that was teaching our class. His hands were so tough, I shouldn't say tough, or seasoned, that he could pull bacon sheets out of the oven without a glove. He was a baker. He was a pastry chef, but shoot. Imagine how many times he must have got burnt. I guess he was just trying to keep his job and survive, because why would you? Well, I'm doing it right now. What am I talking about? I'm not in the kitchen, in the industrial kitchen. I'm at home. Yeah, he said he didn't feel it anymore. He could pull a sheet out of the oven. It didn't affect him anymore. So let me let you take a look at the fried cabbage. Festival is just a side dish. This is the main course, the cabbage. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All we need is more pepper. I think pepper is what makes the dish. Some people don't like a lot of heat, so you cook it, you taste it, and you cook it the way you want it to taste. But me, I like it hot. So let me take a taste test. Got it in a spoon right here. You hear the crunch? Perfect. It could use a little salt, but I ain't really a salt. Besides, if you get these bacon bits, they're salty. I made this bacon, and I know it was salty, so that's why I only cook with it. It's salty and smoky at the same time. So I'm gonna cover this back up and we're gonna get to our festival. I forgot one thing. I was supposed to put an egg in here, so I'm gonna put it in. I am gonna put it in. That's what I get for rushing. Then put a little well in here. Put that egg in and mix it in. Yes, I am. If I make a mistake or I forget something, I am not too proud to go back and fix it. I like my food taste good. Might need to put a little bit more cornmeal and flour in here now because it's a little runny because of the egg. That's fine with me. See that? I need it to be thicker than this. Drag it back over here, girl. We're gonna dry this thing up a little bit. This is how you make a dough. Doughs have to be adjusted. 1 tablespoon of that, half a tablespoon of that. Mix it in till I get the consistency of a dough. Not this stuff sticking to the side. I don't want that. Gotta get it right. All right, that's starting to look right. See how it's coming up off the bowl? That's what it's supposed to look like. If I have to add a little bit more, I will. All right, so I've gotten this to the consistency that I wanted, which is a dough consistency. See that? All right. Now, some people like to have gloves on, and if you cook with gloves for your family, you go ahead and do that. But this is my house. And I will wash my hands. So you don't have to eat this, but you can do it the way you want to eat it. I mean, if you want to cook with it with a bunch of gloves on, the plastic gloves on, you go right ahead. So we're going to make them into cylinders, and we're going to put this into the hot, sizzling oil. They smell like funnel cakes. And that is super delicious. Just making them into spindles. All done. See how quickly they puff up? Just like cornbread. It is cornbread. It's Jamaican cornbread. I think y'all get the gist. I'll bring you back. What is this? I'll bring you back when the plate is done. I have some wings from Wingstop that I told you I'm throwing it away. We was on vacation. We couldn't cook. Wingstop. We got like 40 wings, so I had 20 left. As soon as this is done, I'll fix a plate. And here we are, fried cabbage with the Jamaican cornbread, also known as festival. It's the only cornbread I know how to make. I'm sorry, guys. And it's delicious. Look at that. Look at that cabbage. Garden to table. Hey, you need to do it. Grow your own cabbage and make your own food. Well, with the exception of that. I don't know about you, but I like honey on my cornbread. That's good. The cabbage is off the chain. And I will see you on the next one. Look at my beautiful fried cabbage. I know. If you don't like pork, use turkey. Bye.